One of the things that I love about this city is we celebrate our multicultural, and I tell you what, we have some good Filipino whānau in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Shocking, Eala rejects $5 million? The one sentence that made the ITF president cry live on TV in Qatar. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, the only place on the internet where tennis is not just a sport, it is a story, a movement, and sometimes, an outright miracle. If you think you already know what went down in Doha this week, stop everything you are doing, because what happened was not a routine headline about rankings or match scores. This was about a 20-year-old from the Philippines who stood in front of thousands, faced a fortune most people will never see in their lifetime, and said no, not for herself. In that moment, she did not just accept an award. She captured the heart of the entire world. This unfolded on a Tuesday evening in 2026 at the Qatar Open inside the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex in Doha. The setting was electric, floodlights cutting through the desert night, stands filled with fans waving flags, the energy already humming before the first ball had been struck. Yet something felt different. There were whispers in the crowd, unusual movement from tournament staff, a red carpet rolled out onto the court, and a podium assembled with urgency. When the stadium announcer called for silence, it was clear this was no ordinary pre-match ceremony. Then came the surprise. David Haggerty, president of the International Tennis Federation, walked onto the court. His presence alone signaled significance. When he stepped to the microphone and said, "Alexandra Eala," the stadium erupted. For fans watching from Manila, Quezon City, Davao, and beyond, this was more than applause, it was national pride in full voice. Eala emerged in her warm-up gear, racket bag over her shoulder, clearly pulled from her preparation. She looked surprised but composed, standing straight beside Haggerty as he began recounting her journey. From her early development at the Rafa Nadal Academy to her relentless climb into the WTA Top 40, becoming the first Filipino player to reach that milestone. He spoke about her sportsmanship, her composure, and her impact on and off the court. Then came the announcement. A new honor, the ITF Inspiration Legend 2026 Award. The word legend sent a ripple through the arena. At 20 years old, it felt unprecedented. But Haggerty insisted that legend is defined by impact, not age. Moments later, a ceremonial check was revealed, $5 million. $5 million, more than the winner's prize at some Grand Slam tournaments. Gasps filled the stadium. But that was not all. The ITF pledged to fund a state-of-the-art tennis academy in the Philippines and named Eala a global ambassador for tennis development. The crowd was already overwhelmed. Then came the moment that changed everything. Haggerty handed her the microphone. Her hand trembled slightly. The arena fell into complete silence. And then she spoke. "Mr. President, I cannot accept this money for myself, because a legend is not defined by the fortune they keep, but by the fortune they give away. So I will only accept this honor if every single cent of this $5 million goes directly to the children in the orphanages of my country who have never even held a tennis ball." Silence. Absolute silence. For several seconds, no one moved. Then the emotion broke like a wave. Not polite applause, it was tears. Audible sobs in the front rows. Then thunderous ovation. 10,000 people on their feet. Cameras captured the defining image, David Haggerty overcome with emotion, eyes red, composure gone, embracing Eala in a genuine, unguarded hug. It was not ceremonial. It was human. The president of world tennis weeping on live television because a 20-year-old athlete chose generosity over personal gain. The moment went global within minutes. Hashtags trended worldwide. Broadcasters replayed the clip across continents. Commentators called it one of the most powerful scenes in modern sports history. And when Haggerty returned to the microphone, voice still heavy with emotion, he said 7 words that doubled the impact: done. It shall be done. And we will double it. The ITF matched the donation. $10 million total directed toward underprivileged children in the Philippines. The Academy project remains separate and is expected to break ground soon, carrying Eala's name. Beyond the emotion lies the question, what does this mean for her career? Some argue the expectations will intensify. Every match will now carry narrative weight. Losses will be scrutinized more deeply. But there is another perspective. This moment may free her. The pressure of proving she belongs has already been answered in a way that transcends rankings. She has defined herself publicly and permanently. Technically, her game continues to evolve, a stronger forehand, improved movement, a more confident second serve. The climb into the top 40 was earned through grit and consistency. The tools are there. The mental clarity now seems unshakable. A Grand Slam? It is not guaranteed. The path is brutal. But the combination of talent, discipline, and character makes the possibility feel real. When the first Filipino player lifts a major trophy at Roland Garros, Wimbledon, US Open, or Australian Open, many now believe that name could be Alex Eala. The Qatar Open moved on. Matches resumed. Rankings shifted. But something lasting had happened. Players spoke about being inspired. Young fans in Southeast Asia saw possibility in a new light. Participation numbers in Philippine tennis programs are already rising, and after this moment, they may surge beyond prediction. The donation is extraordinary. The Academy is historic. The award is symbolic. But the deeper legacy is this: somewhere, a child who has never held a tennis ball now will, because one athlete decided that keeping $5 million mattered less than giving it away. Now we turn to you. Could you have done the same at 20 years old? With your career ahead of you and financial security within reach, could you have redirected that check live on television without hesitation? Tell us in the comments. Is this the greatest single moment in Filipino sports history? Do you see a Grand Slam title in her near future? If this story moved you, hit the like button right now so more people can see it. Share it with someone who needs to be reminded that sports can still inspire at the highest level. And if you are new here, subscribe to Court Vision Media and turn on notifications. We do not just cover scores, we cover meaning, character, and the human stories that shape the game. Until next time, keep your eyes on the ball and your heart in the game.
Hello mga kababayan na nandito sa Melbourne. Sobrang excited na ako maglaro dito at sana magkita-kita tayo sa Monday or Tuesday, hindi pa ako sure.